Yeah, so the next topic that we can discuss is, yeah, hedge fund and their recklessness. So
Yeah.
you think like since this situation has happened, now SEC should come up with some limits regarding the leverage.
Yes, yes, definitely.
And
I
is
do.
it
I do.
feasible? And is it feasible? Because the reason why I ask feasible is, like this. Okay, I'll give you a statistic from Luke Groman from the Forest
Okay.
for the Trees
Mm.
advisory. So he says that the net capital gains and the security
Mm.
receipts is
Mm.
140% of the US consumption. So
Okay.
what he's saying that it's like now the US economy is entirely dependent on this trading in the stock markets.
Yeah.
And now you have all these millennials and all, taking all the stimulus checks and then putting it in Robinhood. It's like it's their only livelihood. And now because
Mm-hmm.
of COVID, for many it is actually the fact. So
Yeah.
one, is it possible to reduce all this recklessness?
I mean, I must say that even if it's not possible, they should, because long run financial stability, this is exactly contra against long run financial stability. And they should come up with ways to actually regulate hedge funds. Okay, I'm not talking about the main street, but hedge funds, because hedge funds have been going off the radar for quite some time now. Okay, they're everywhere. And I don't have many, suggestions, but the SEC should, put its foot down and say that it's in control, at least in three areas. The first area is, I think, the excessive use of leverage. The second area is about having an undue influence on the stock market, and third area is conflict of business interest. So when it comes to leverage, they should have some limits through which hedge funds must comply. They cannot have unlimited leverage, like India, where we have some serious limits. Like as I said, category three alternative investment hedge funds, which are basically hedge funds in India, have only a 2x leverage. So there
Okay.
can be a limit that can be capped for hedge funds, because hedge funds can, do trading and investments of hundreds of billions of dollars that is not even their money, and that way bring in lots of systemic risk into the system. So
Okay.
that cannot be sustained over the long run. Okay, and the second thing is have price limits and position limits. Okay, no single player should be able to have such undue influence on the market. That is something that's very important. In India, we have it like very conservatively. We have our markets are way better than their markets, and as I told you, we have a position limit of 20% of free float on FNO and SLB, and then max OI limit per client is also just 1% of the total float. So that's a very good thing that we have in India. No single player can impact markets,
Yeah,
and then conflict. Yeah,
so if that's the case, then how is it that certain promoters do pump and dump schemes in India? Like if only
I
one
mean,
per.
that is max OI per client. I'm talking about the options market.
Okay, okay. This is only
Yeah,
options
yeah,
market. Okay.
options market.
So
Yes.
that pump and dump schemes, which most of the promoters in India do, is in the cash market. Is
Yeah, it's basically it's stocks. Yes.
okay, okay,
Yeah. And then the last one is, I think, conflict of business interest. This is because it's how can Citadel, a company like Citadel, be both a hedge fund and a market maker? Of course, they're two different companies, but they're basically the same, right? Citadel is both a market
okay,
maker and a hedge fund. Okay,
okay,
Citadel is in the hedge fund business and the market making business, and it pays Robinhood a fee for directing order flow towards their end. They get real time information on how retail players are positioned,
okay,
so that is not good for the long term, because they have an unnecessary edge or advantage in the
okay.
business compared to retail. So that cannot be the case. Retail cannot be both a market maker and a hedge fund. Yeah. So they have to also check for conflict of business interests. Yeah. So basically these three areas where the SEC must put its foot down, or this hedge fund recklessness will continue. Yeah.
Yeah, so like you said, this recklessness will continue. Like I don't see regulations coming, like in this aspect. The simple reason is that they can't. Like they have to prop up the stock market.
Yeah.
That is why even quantitative easing is there. So assuming that they won't do it, most likely there'll be no regulation. Where do you see things going forward, like from here?
Things are going to degrade further, man. This is going to be the case with every stock, basically. If this subreddit group is going to pinpoint stock like that, there will be no stock where hedge funds can short. Okay, that will
Okay.
be the case. Yeah, and this is going to degrade, man. See, the urge to pump the stock market within the United States is not because of the Fed or any other place. It's since Trump came into power. Since political and economic populism started trending in the United States, that has to go. Even now they were saying, when hedge funds were actually being no, when the Robinhood ban happened, they were saying that hedge funds were being prepared and being bailed out by the government, which is not right. And that is a form of economic populism. We want this entire system to go instead of just fixing a basic plumbing issue. We just want the system to go down, which is not a good thing over the long term. Yeah.
Okay. No, I just seen a
And
meme
yes,
where,
yeah. Just one more
yeah,
point.
yeah.
Now that Biden is in power, I think they can focus more on market regulation, because it was Obama. This entire Dodd Frank regulation that is there in place right now is because of the Obama era, and when the Republicans came into the Senate, and also when this Trump won the presidency in 2016, they repealed certain parts of the Dodd Frank, and they brought another act which entirely again deregulated markets.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Okay.
it's a good time for even Biden to rethink the whole process and go back to some Obama era reforms and bring more sanity to markets.
No, but I don't think he has the political will to do, for the simple reason, like you see, even AOC, and I mean
Yeah.
AOC, Donald Trump Jr., everyone has now saying that how is it that Robin Hood has halted
Mm.
trading in these stocks. Of
Yeah.
course, they also know that there's actually a technical reason. It's not that they are favoring the rich. But what I'm
Mm.
trying to say is, even politically now, it's, you said, otherwise it will be seen as if Biden here is now trying to uh, uh, you know uh, help Wall Street instead of Main Street. So I don't
Yeah.
think politically that's feasible, and I think they'll still allow all this happening. I mean, from a third party point of view, it's actually fun
Yeah.
to
Yeah. It looks
uh,
like that.
yeah, from a third party point of view, it's actually fun to watch. In fact, I just saw a meme where the girlfriend tells her boyfriend that please sell all this stock, GME stock, we can be millionaires right now. And they said, no, I want these hedge funds to be bankrupt. So it's like economic fundamentals don't matter anymore. It's like pure emotions. And
Mm-hmm.
in a way, it's like in 2008 or 10, the Occupy Wall Street movement had taken place, right? So
Yes.
basically, their main demand was very simple. They wanted even the rich to go bankrupt, just like how the average guy went bankrupt. So here it
Mm-hmm.
seems as like they don't know that the hedge fund is actually, if the hedge fund goes bankrupt, it might be their own money in savings bank account, which is going down in there.
Going down. Yes.
Yeah, because even hedge funds, they are not playing with their own skin. So it's
Mm-hmm.
pure like this hatred and class warfare that is happening right now.
Yes.
Uh,
Totally.
yeah, yeah. Yeah,
Mm.
so do you see any spillover effects to maybe to India, like of this thing
Yeah, yeah.
happening?
We just recently saw it, right? Because funds were liquidating positions in other stocks and were
Okay,
actually getting to the GME and other bunch of stocks where they had short positions. FI sentiment again got affected. Selling started even in it's below. It went across the globe, man. I mean, we were at 14,700 before all this started, right? Now we are
okay,
trading under 14,000, okay, at 13,800 and 900 range. Yeah.
okay,
So there will be effects. Everything is interconnected today, and our markets can also get affected because of GME, just because of
okay,
one GME stock. Yes.
okay. No, this
Yeah.
is just one stock. Tomorrow, if it could be like 4 5 stocks, and there are enough dead end stocks like that. So
Ajay, Ajay, the one thing I'd like to point out is Robinhood banned 12 stocks, meaning activity was rising in other stocks. The next
okay,
stock that came close was AMC.
okay, that's
Okay,
a
so
theater, I think.
yeah, theater. They have
Okay,
they're mostly real estate. Yeah, a lot of
okay,
real estate sitting idle right now because of COVID.
okay,
And it was
okay,
AMC that was coming up next. Okay, it had like 70% of its free float was short interest. So
oh,
AMC
okay,
was
okay,
next target,
yeah,
and it didn't happen. Before that, this kind ban came and kind of halted things at least for the time being.
okay. Another thing which just came to my mind, like I read on Reddit that now these guys are focusing on silver and precious metal. What is that? Or
Yes,
like,
yes.
yeah,
That I don't know. I don't know where they caught the trend, but there's a stock called SLV, and
okay,
they want to take it to $1,000. Yeah, they want
and
to take silver basically to $1,000.
okay,
Yeah.
so basically when they say they want to
They
take
start
silver,
planning to buy April. Yeah, April. Yeah.
so basically when they say we want to take you $1,000, is they are announcing it on a Discord group that from now on
Yeah.
I'm going to buy, so you also buy, and then we'll keep buying till it to 1,000. So my question is,
Eh,
after it reaches $1,000, then what is the plan?
I have no idea what they're thinking, but yeah, yeah, I should add, remember, where they were actually planning to buy mid-April calls. Okay, everybody buy mid-April calls so that silver goes to $1,000. I don't
Okay.
know if they're thinking about the end game right now, but they just want to take the price there, and they think they'll exit or they'll all exit. But one or two big fish, big whales start selling, the price is going to fall down and come to where it was.
Okay, I'll tell you why this is very important, because right now everyone is like in the US, everyone is debating regarding the stimulus checks that
Yeah,
should we send $2,000 directly to the stock market, to the person's bank account and all that.
you're kind
Now,
of right, actually.
yeah, so now if they are going to lose money in this, then even the stimulus checks are going to will have to be bigger, right? Because politically, Biden can't say that, listen, you put the money in the stock market and you lost, so now you have to take these losses like men. uh, I mean, because now everyone is just look at the political spectrum now. AOC, Mark Cuban, Trump Jr. are all in one team.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
yes, it has huge ramifications, right? Even on the like the
It
stimulus
does,
check
it does,
front.
it does. I don't know if they'll send a bigger stimulus checks. They'll send bigger stimulus checks next times, but I don't know, man. I think they should seriously scrap this $2,000 check idea and just invest directly into the economy. No problem, even if you give deserving companies money directly, but if you're gonna give it to the people, they're gonna put it on the stock market because everybody is in a mania right now. It's a perfect bubble for them. Okay, and
Okay,
they and the people, everybody wants to be a millionaire.
okay,
Yeah,
okay,
it's a bad idea. It's going to come back to the stock market, man, no matter. I mean, when you said directly to the stock market, yeah, directly. The only thing is it's going to go to the bank account and it's going to get deposited in the stock market. And if you want to really help people, find people who really need help. There's no point in having a blanket UBI scheme
okay.
that covers
Because
everybody.
like even like I was just imagining, like if like Biden gives us $2,000 check, we put it,
Hmm.
based on a Reddit chat, we put in the stock market, and suddenly tomorrow it doubles to 4,000. This is the
Hmm.
best thing that could happen, right? Because every month
You
we'll be
think so?
getting
You
a
you
check.
would think, man. Yeah, but that is only until you hold. Once you start selling, it's gonna
Yeah,
go down, man.
yeah, yeah. Okay,
GME, the end game for GME, when they start selling, they'll really understand. All these redditors will understand what their fate is. What you got to do is you got to keep buying, and if you're going to hold forever, fine. You can maybe sustain it for the next 100 years. But when you start selling, that's when you understand. Okay, prices are not going to stay high forever.
I think what's going to happen is, of course, Jamie, it has to go down, and when they start
Yeah.
selling, they'll understand. Okay, now we have to find another stock. So it's like if it's right at if I've invested $300 and it goes down to 250, now
Mm.
I have to invest at 250 also to again pump it up, because
Mm.
I can't take a loss. Well,
Loss.
I think this is going to have huge ramifications even for
Yeah.
like even for the Indian market, because for simple thing like it's in this age of social media, right? And
Mm-hmm.
of course, social media, TikTok, Discord, Reddit, now everyone, even people who have no idea about business, economics or stocks, wants to get into it just to look cool, right?
Mm.
And
Yes.
on top of that, if you're feeling richer for the moment, it's like a shot of heroin. It's
Mm-hmm.
like the best thing ever, so why not? Yeah,
Yeah. Right now, people can make money easily. So, the Dunning-Kruger effect. They think that they're smarter than they
yeah,
really are.
yeah, yeah.
Everybody becomes expert. But, when the mania goes down, when the bubble bursts, people will come back to their senses.
No, no, I don't think we will come back to the senses. They'll come back on the streets. And that will have again that will again have horrible
Yeah.
ramifications. In fact, I remember one point which you had said in the previous episode regarding Bitcoin. It's like
Okay.
people who have bought Bitcoin, they want to pump it up. So they are all in this. They have the incentive of saying that Bitcoin is going to be the new world reserve
World is
currency and all. So I just think about stocks only. It's like okay, forget GME. Everyone knows that GME is hopeless stock because they are selling CDs, right? And who buys CDs? It's all about streaming and all, right?
streaming. Yeah.
But like now people can start making stories about companies also, that this company is great because of this, even though it may have no fundamental. And like even if people in the like social media know that it is not true, still just because of the mania they will buy.
They'll buy.
Right, right. And that will have huge pressure on these fund managers also because
Yeah.
they will be like, the rational people will think that we are losing out on this. So
Hmm, hmm, hmm,
yeah.
hmm. So, anyways, this is not new, Ajay. Every bubble has got this, but right now it's happening at a very big scale because today we have the internet and the whole world is
Yes.
connected.
Yeah, yeah,
So, platform out there, and everybody's tuned into it.
yeah. In fact,
So,
like you had said that it's a epic game of I think I had heard it on Peter Schiff's podcast. It's a epic game of musical chairs. And
okay.
right now the problem is even the assets are there are a huge number of assets also. For example, now even in Wall Street bets, they are saying the reason why Robinhood is able to ban us was because we were
Hmm.
using their currency, that is the dollar. Now I really don't know what it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but I really
Sorry.
don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really don't know what it means. But if it means that they are now going to abandon the dollar and go into crypto, it's like they can go into any asset. Tomorrow they'll say we are now buying silver. Then they'll say we are buying crypto, and they can keep circulating. And I don't. But it'll be fun to watch. But I think it will affect us also because a
Right.
lot of FIIs and all will be liquidating. And I think for from what I
Hmm, hmm.
see is for the Indian investor, I think it's better to hold on cash and wait for that epic moment when all these things burst.
Opportunity.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
How do you, because you are more of a
No,
trader, right?
yeah, it'll be a really long time before we see this end. That is what I
Okay,
feel.
okay, okay,
So don't miss out on the opportunity. Trade it, man. That's I can say. Buy the lows, sell the highs, buy dips
okay.
if you think you have the
Yeah,
ability to, identify if it's a dip or not.
yeah.
See it
Put
like
a
a game and do.
conservative stop loss.
Yeah, yeah. Trail your stop losses higher and higher. That's my primary motto.
Okay,
Okay. Any
okay,
asset that I'm in, I trail my stop losses higher and higher. I'm totally fine getting out at cost, but I'm not ready
okay,
to lose capital. Not 1 rupee.
okay,
So
okay,
play it like a trader, and only if you get attached to the assets, you're gone. Don't get
okay,
attached to the asset, or don't think that this is gonna. Even Tesla, man. I like Tesla as a company. I like Elon Musk, but I don't think this guy is gonna change the world. I'm not gonna think like that because when I start
okay.
thinking like that, I'll start holding it irrationally, and this is not
Yeah,
the time to do that.
okay,
Because why will I hold Tesla at $800 when I think I can get it at 200 or $100 tomorrow?
okay,
When
okay,
as and when the bubble bursts, okay, may not come
okay,
to 200 and 100, but at an even lower price.
okay. No, I was
Yeah,
just wondering, like when you were speaking that there's no point being a long-term investor these days, right?
not at all. No, yes,
Okay.
absolutely.
So how did we reach to such a place? Because while like I was in my like undergraduate and MB and all, like it was just 5 6 years before. Like we used to, like sort of admire Warren Buffett and we used to quote his quotes. Now it's like no no one gives a damn about him anymore, and it's like value. So how did we? It's all because of the Federal Reserve, the quantitative
Uh,
easing.
yes. Fed liquidity is the primary reason why asset we have seen asset price inflation of this sort. That's
Okay,
one thing. But a bigger thing is we've seen people become millionaires overnight.
okay, okay.
That's
So
the primary
and
big
social
thing.
media.
And social media. And
Okay,
Warren Buffett's and this generation, our generation doesn't have much patience. Warren
okay,
Buffett's style of investing is very difficult for guys like us, it's not practically feasible with us. We can't just read about investment and stick to it. It's not that easy.
He started at age 14, and I think by age 30 he had a $1 million corpus. So yeah, it's not practical.
Something like that.
Yeah,
It's not. We just
yeah,
cannot. We want $1 million overnight, right?
yeah. Okay,
It's
okay.
the generations change, ma'am. We still, many of us still admire him, but I don't think so. We admire his style anymore. And he's been
Yeah,
underperforming the market since 2008, right?
yeah,
That's
yeah.
another big
Okay,
value has been going down.
yeah,
So people are losing interest in guys like sane men like Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett might be underperforming right now, but as and when this bubble bursts again, there will be another bull market where Berkshire will be leading the horde. Companies like that will again regain a lot of value. They believe in organic value creation, man. No company on earth, not many companies on earth are doing that right now. Yeah, they don't issue
okay,
dividends. They continuously reinvest back all the cash flows into their business. They're actually sitting on a huge pile of cash. Okay,
okay,
as and when
okay,
they find opportunities to make good acquisitions,
okay,
they believe in both sorts of growth. Okay, both organic and inorganic, but primarily they're reinvesting a lot back into the business, which is a very good thing.
okay.
And it's a beautiful portfolio of companies. Right now, it may not be in the vibe, but over the really long term period, I think Berkshire is holding great companies
I think
with great,
I think it will outlive Warren Buffett himself. I mean, he's nine.
definitely, yes.
Okay.
And last year's letter, he also had a perfect succession plan how his wealth would be transferred on. So it would be passed down to charities and endowments who would again have to hold them for another 10-15 years.
Oh, okay, okay.
So Warren
So
Buffett's legacy is going to live beyond him.
so such people with really long term vision, even in the business
Hmm.
world, it's like it's almost impossible to find, right? Because like even if you look at the
Yeah.
startup world, I mean
Hmm.
it's really funny. I was okay, so this is an Indian context. There's a startup called Exotel, right?
Okay.
And
Okay.
they just raised VC money at they raised VC money of $2 million at a very low valuation. So they
Okay.
had to liquidate, I think 30 to 40. I'm not sure about the number. So do you know what is
Hmm.
their biggest sin? They have been
Biggest
profit biggest sin, with the biggest problem
sin?
why they have come with such a low valuation.
No, I have no idea.
They are profitable from day one. It's just simple as
Okay.
that. Because they're
Okay. Okay.
profitable from day one, it's like they build the business the old fashioned way. Like they are not a Swiggy which has 3500 crore of losses and very high GMV. So
Okay.
yeah, like what are the stock mania, like you said, the age of the value investor, is
Hmm.
like it's like in a way it's finished right now. Even from a business point of view, it's affecting in businesses, right? If the
Yes.
long term value investor is not there, then even the long term business builder also won't be there. And I
Right.
don't,
Right.
yeah, I don't think any business person at least in this environment will come who will have a 10-15 year vision. Like for them it's like run a loss making company, have a
Selling at a high valuation.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they are just being reasonable. Like it's not their fault also. Yeah.
Money's out there. Let's go. Loot it.
Yeah, yeah, we would have done the same thing if we were in their position, I think.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, okay. Okay, Joe.
Yes.
So, yeah, thanks for your time. We'll
Cool,
meet
man.
next
Cool.
week. Yeah, yeah, thanks.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. Bye.